Hey, welcome back to Peace in the Mix with me, Portia Payton. So we are just gonna get right into why loving yourself is your biggest job. During our developmental stages, we are taught how to treat ourselves by the way we see other people treating us and how we see other people treating others. And you know, mindsets and behaviors are contagious. So whatever you're exposed to and whatever you're experiencing is pretty much the first blueprint you receive on your relationship with yourself, if you're even aware of it. How you develop your worthiness, how you relate to other people, what you're willing to tolerate. A lot of times, you may not even realize how you're even treating yourself until you get a little bit older and you start just kind of connecting the dots in your life. Like once you get to that point where you start observing what you're willing to tolerate, who you're willing to entertain, what you're consuming, what you're putting in your body, how you handle conflict, how you speak to yourself, whether you're taking care of yourself or not. These are all things to review and analyze so that you can decide, am I showing myself the love that I know that I show other people? Am I showing myself the love that I feel that I want from other people? Once you analyze what's going on, then you can ask yourself, do I like it? Do I like what I see? Do I like the results? Do I like what I tolerate? Do I like who I'm willing to entertain? Do I like how other people treat me? Do I like the way I'm treating myself? Do I like any of this? And if you don't like it, ask yourself, well, why not? Why don't I like it? And once you answer those questions, then you can start to take the baby steps to change all of that, because you can. And one of the ways you do that is you have to start setting boundaries with yourself and also with other people. So I'm gonna share what my therapist told me. We were discussing boundaries and she was saying how when we were children, we had boundaries placed on us by other people. So we couldn't say this, we couldn't behave this way, we couldn't think like this, we couldn't treat people like that. And those boundaries were placed on us by the adults around us. But now we are the adults and we get to establish and implement our own boundaries with the life experience that we have gained. We have the right to place boundaries in our own lives. It's absolutely essential as we learn how to love ourselves the way we want to be loved. She helped me realize that setting boundaries for yourself is an act of self-love, and even setting boundaries with other people is also an act of love for the other person, because this is you trying to express how the relationship is going to work for you, what you're going to need in order to maintain the relationship. It's a sign that you want to continue this relationship, but this is what's gonna have to happen in order to maintain it. It's just a sign of you respecting yourself ultimately. And when you respect yourself, that's just the ultimate love. Loving yourself is the biggest job you're ever gonna have, because it really is the foundation for everything else in your life. It's the blueprint for how your other relationships unravel, even sometimes the experiences you go through. Because a lot of the times you have to look at the role you played in the experience. What was your role in the event that occurred? Some stuff really is random and you probably didn't see it coming and there was no way around it. It was just like a fluke. Sometimes things just happen and come out of nowhere and catch you off guard, right? But then there are other times where there was a choice made somewhere down the line that resulted in whatever unfolded. Somewhere there was a role that you partook in, and that is why you're experiencing what you're experiencing. At some point, you do have to look and be accountable at the role you played in whatever is going on. And it can also affect maybe some of the experiences you have in life, because your relationship with yourself and the type of love that you show yourself, it's a direct reflection of the value that you see in yourself. So if you have a lot of love for yourself, you're less likely to partake in experiences that could be destructive or that could harm you, or that could just have an unwanted outcome. Versus when you're not really aware of your relationship with yourself and you are not really showing yourself the love that you could be, you may end up in situations that you probably don't want to be in and you're wondering how. But at the end of the day, it comes back to you analyzing, what role did I play in this? Because there was a role somewhere. There was an action, there was a choice somewhere. So now the question is, do you see yourself? Do you honor yourself? Do you listen to yourself? Do you here when you need to take a moment? How do you hold space for yourself? How do you allow yourself to process your emotions and then release them? If you want a video on that, on how I've been working through doing that, let me know in the comments and then I will talk about that. But these are just questions to ask yourself whenever you're ready. And just really think about it, right? How can anything in your life truly work out if you don't work on loving yourself? If you don't work on building a better relationship between you and you? How can anything really work out? How can your relationships work out? How can you advocate for yourself and propel yourself into elevated situations? How can you live the life of your dreams if you don't even really love yourself like that? How is that possible? Because you'll find yourself tolerating anything, and you don't have to just tolerate anything. We must build our self-esteem so that we can enjoy the best life we possibly can. You need your self-esteem and you deserve your self-esteem. And we all have gone through things in life. We've all been through some sort of trauma. You know, if you're on earth, you're not leaving earth unscathed. Like, things happen, you know, but can you love yourself anyway? Can you forgive yourself anyway? Can you release the past anyway and start over, start fresh, and just start working daily, taking baby steps to building the relationship with yourself, the one that you want, rebuilding it, because that's the only way things are gonna work in your favor. You have to work on this. You have to be intentional about this. You have to care about yourself enough. You have to find the strength to do this for yourself. You can do it. It's so possible, and your life will change. You know, I keep hearing this everywhere, but it's so true. Nobody is coming to save us. You have to save yourself. You have to start within, and you have to do the work to recreate your relationship with yourself. And once you start doing it, you just start feeling more full and more whole, and people are more off the hook. Like, you don't really depend too much on other people's actions and behaviors to make yourself feel happy. Something shifts within you and you fulfill yourself, and you don't need these codependent attachments, these coping mechanisms that are unhealthy. You won't even find yourself needing that anymore once you start doing the work and building a healthier relationship with yourself. So I am sending you so much love. I am rooting for you always. I hope this video was helpful. You know what to do. Thumbs up for your girl. We are growing. This community is growing. I just feel so thankful. Thank you guys for tuning in and just being here, you know, showing up with me week after week. So I really appreciate it. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and I will see you in the next video.